Hey, hello, Stephanie here. Welcome to week 8 of General Botany. Can you believe we are more than halfway done? We can start clicking on these lower half, the lower half of these boxes down here. But before I click on week 8, I wanted to remind you where we're at in the semester. Because we're coming up to a huge turning point right now. Week 8 is our week of classification and phylogenetic testing. And we've already sort of talked about the scientific method last week in light of transpiration and experimental design. But this week we're going to be talking about, we're still going to be talking about using the scientific method, especially in light of hypothesis testing. But we're going to bring it all together with the concept of systematics and the also the concept of analyzing cladograms. So looking at evolutionary relationships. And this is a really important week for us because the week after this, we are going to start our trek through 5 weeks of biodiversity in the botanical world. And so we kind of need to understand where all of those taxa will fit in with one another during those 5 weeks of diversity. And we'll learn kind of how to understand their relationships this week, week 8. All right, so now back to our module. Basically my point of saying all that is this week is pivotal in the semester. And a lot of information for the rest of the semester is going to be dependent on this week, week 8. So please, as always, just pay attention to these videos and take your time with them. That's the most important thing. So whether you are in Frank's or Stephanie's sections this week, you'll be using the link to Stephanie's office hours. I'll be available Monday 5 to 6, Tuesday 5 to 6, and Wednesday 3 to 5. This should be at the top of your week 8 module. And you just click on this link during those times. Otherwise, I won't be there. And then this you already know because you clicked there to watch this current video. And the week 8 knowledge contributors and cool botany stuff is definitely worthwhile this week. I think it's definitely cool to check out before the lecture videos, but I recommend coming back to it after the lecture videos, or maybe even saving it for after the lecture videos. It's very important this week that you go in order for the lecture videos. I mean, it's always important, but this week it's very, very important. So please first watch this lecture video on systematics and then this lecture video on cladograms and phylogenetic testing. Both of these videos are about 50 minutes long. And then you'll take the week 8 lecture quiz as always. It's due Wednesday night at midnight. All right, and then the last things, as always, on our module will be the lab and the lab assignment. There will be a video for the lab assignment and a discussion as always. And this is going to be highly dependent on this week's material. I know sometimes in lab the material is very similar to what we talked about in lecture. I think this time it will be it'll be similar, of course, but we will definitely be expanding on some concepts that were introduced in this cladograms video. So I'll see you in those videos. Have fun this week.